the groups menu for creating general groups, there's a nice feature in here called extract, and you can extract by range. And this allows you to do X, Y, and Z groupings along the length of your model. So I only want to break it up based on the X location. So I won't have a maximum in here, but I'm going to break it up in 1 meter increments. Put in 1, 2, 3, 4, and just say OK. So the parts tree is unchanged, but the extracted groups, we have 5 of them in here. If we look at it, it's the entire length of the model. I'm going to highlight group 3 and turn visibility off on it. So there's group 3. So we have 1 meter increments along the length of the model here. A nice thing about having them all under a single folder is that ability to assign color. I guess that last module was a bit larger, or is that just it's using the same color? Let's check. No, it's a larger module. I didn't put enough numbers in there. At any rate, you can see how it's broken up. And this one here, you can see is across a module boundary. You know, the beam 0 went up to this bulkhead here, and the insert ended right here. This group straddles 2 different modules. Now, as we just did before, we could create modules from groups. And when you create a module from a group, it gets deleted from its original module. But I'll highlight the extract and say create modules. And now my model has been broken up and is all contained under this general tree. Oh, I have to check into that. It broke some of the compounds that were there. It just is an example of how easy it is to rearrange the organization of your model. So we can make group 4 transparent and group 2 transparent, and we can see where the module breaks are here. And then if we wanted to combine 1 and 2, simply drag and drop. So rearranging your model is fairly easy after the fact, if things aren't exactly where you want them. A couple things about the group extract. You can do wetted and wettable elements. This is handy for checking the assignment of the wettable elements and stuff. There's an option in the view menu to simply view all of the wettable elements in the model. But under groups, when you extract, you can not only do the wettable elements, which is every element that is capable of receiving hydrostatic pressure. There's also an option to extract wetted elements, and that will look at your current load condition, whether it's a still water or balanced on a wave, and it'll only extract those elements in the model that actually are wet for that loading condition. A couple other things in here, the extract longitudinally effective elements. I guess some of these other things for extracting groups, the negative value is actually a very handy feature when you're doing the post-processing. When you interrogate the model and you look at failures for buckling failures or yield failures, there is an option to say, well, you don't even have to limit the display to only the negative items. You can just come in here and say extract by negative value, and it'll create a group of all of your failing structure, which is fairly handy for evaluation purposes.